Consider the world for a minute. Society is evolving and transforming at the speed of light. New innovations have taken us to places we never could have imagined. Just look at how technology has revolutionized our lives, connected the world, and brought us closer toward achieving our goals. More than ever, we have the power and the tools at our fingertips to create the future of our dreams, for ourselves, our families, and our communities. But if you're like most, you're concerned about your financial future. Do you find it's becoming harder and harder to get ahead of your globalized economy? Do you have a plan for the next 5, 10, or 20 years? How can families today create a more secure future with so much change and uncertainty surrounding us? To begin to answer such important questions, we need to set the stage with a few essential concepts that, once understood, will help us find answers. It starts with a fundamental understanding of where the global financial system stands today relative to history and how, with a simple change in our mindset and our habits, we can discover the blueprint that has helped so many others achieve financial independence while building real wealth. Ask yourself this: a year from now, do you think your $100 bill will buy you the same amount of goods and services as it does today? Will this gram of gold do the same? It's a simple truth. Since the late 1970s, the purchasing power of the average American household has consistently declined, while prices have steadily risen. The price of a college education has gone up over 1,000%. Medical care has gone up nearly 600%. Energy costs have risen by 366%, food 243%, and finally, the price of an average automobile has more than doubled. As regular consumers, every day we feel the pain of rising prices. Our units of labor are buying fewer and fewer goods and services every year. As a result, up to 46% of the working population is struggling under a mountain of debt. Even worse, average student debt has exceeded $35,000, and more than 60% of U.S. households don't have an emergency fund to cover at least 3 months of living expenses. Now, let's be honest and agree that credit is not entirely a bad thing. In fact, debt as a tool has allowed modern society to fuel an even more comfortable lifestyle. Without access to debt, we could never afford the homes we live in or the cars we drive. But our over-reliance on debt to purchase more, we've created a runaway train that has become virtually impossible to stop. And, in the wealthiest nations on Earth with such vast human and natural resources, how can we possibly be leaving so many people behind? To even begin to gain an understanding of the problem, we need to know what got us here in the first place. Consider this. In 1913, the United States Federal Reserve Bank was established. Its purpose was to control monetary policy aimed at preventing excess boom and bust cycles. Soon, however, the Great Depression came and the public rushed into gold as protection against a collapsed stock market and a shrinking dollar. A reaction that's repeated itself thousands of times over centuries. In turn, the U.S. government criminalized the possession of gold in 1933 in an effort to prevent hoarding. After World War II, to try to bring stability to the global financial system, the Bretton Woods Agreement established the U.S. dollar as the world's global reserve currency, meaning all other currencies were pegged to the dollar. In turn, the dollar was pegged to gold at a price of $35 per ounce. At the time, the U.S. government owned over half the world's official gold reserves, 574 million ounces, and the system appeared secure. The result helped usher in a historic economic boom that lasted until the late 1960s. Then, in 1971, President Richard Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard.
I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets, except in amounts and conditions determined to be in the interest of monetary stability and in the best interest of the United States.
Now, for the first time, the U.S. Treasury was able to print money to pay off debts, giving way to the modern-day fiat currency system. This excess printing of paper money has ultimately led to the steady decrease in the value of the U.S. dollar as U.S. debt has soared past $18 trillion.
The dollar used to be backed by gold. It was gold that had the dollar. It's like everybody has tethered their ships to the Titanic of currencies, and so we're all going to go down.
Gold is the only competitor to a national currency. You know, gold is money, and these national currencies are money substitutes that circulate in place of gold.
Gold is what protects the people from the reckless policies of government. Gold is the government's chaperone. The government wants to be able to do whatever it wants. Gold stands in its way. So yes, gold is an enemy of big government, but it's a friend of freedom. It's a protector of individuals from government.
As Ben Bernanke, former chairman of the Federal Reserve, explained in 2002, the U.S. government has a technology called a printing press that allows it to produce as many U.S. dollars as it wishes at no cost. Over and over throughout history, when governments allow their currencies to float freely, printing money without any supporting assets, inevitably the value of the currency declines, leading to devastating financial crisis. Right now, global economic uncertainty has created a host of unprecedented risks. Entire nations and their banking systems are on the verge of bankruptcy, and the topsy-turvy volatility of the markets can literally wipe out someone's life savings in hours. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And when we step back and look at the entire picture, it's not difficult to see why so many people are struggling to get ahead. The good news is, there's more opportunity in the world than ever before. So how can we make sense of this disparity? What does it mean for you, me, and the rest of us who have dreams of accomplishing more in life? How can we get started on the right path and avoid the pitfalls? The answer is simple. Start acquiring physical gold and start now. You've probably heard this before, so you don't need to believe us. It's best to rely on the facts. For over 2,800 years, gold has proven to be the most effective hedge against devaluing paper currencies. J.P. Morgan, one of the world's most prominent bankers, once stated, "Gold is money, everything else is credit, and once you realize this, you will never be poor again." Before the U.S. left the gold standard, a single gram of gold was worth $1.32, or $41 per ounce. This used to buy 5 loaves of bread. $1 would buy you 4 loaves of bread. Not that much of a difference. Fast forward to today. A single gram of 24-karat gold could now afford you more than 20 loaves of bread. In contrast, $1 doesn't even buy a single loaf of bread. Let's take another example. $100,000 in 1932 has the same purchasing power as $2,000 today. If you had taken that same $100,000 in 1932 and instead exchanged it for physical gold, today it would be worth $3.5 million. And for a more recent example, saving $300 per month starting in 1990 would give you $72,000 20 years later. But due to inflation, your $72,000 would actually leave you with only $56,000 in today's dollars. That's a $16,000 loss in value. In contrast, by exchanging that same $300 into physical gold each month, your $72,000 would now be worth a whopping $236,000, all without many of the risks inherent in other vehicles such as the stock market. Since 1805, the value of gold has steadily risen. Today, paper money and coins are printed as currency and backed by nothing. Gold, which has real value and is recognized internationally, has been recognized as real money for over 2,800 years. Governments, banks, and wealthy individuals have always made gold an important part of their overall financial plan as one of the surest ways to protect their savings against inevitable periods of volatility and devaluation.
It's not that the price of gold is going up. It's that the value of the dollar is going down. The price remains constant in terms of human effort and purchasing power. An ounce of gold today will buy the same thing it bought 2,000 years ago.
You know, if some catastrophic event happens, and we've seen them, how are you going to be protected? Gold is financial insurance.
These and other financial experts like Mike Maloney and Robert Kiyosaki, Jim Sinclair, and dozens of others have been telling us for decades to start saving in gold. Why is it then that less than 1% of the world's population owns physical gold? To begin with, most people have been taught to trust the fiat currency system, and the problem has been that pure gold hasn't been accessible to the average person. It's expensive. Most 24-karat gold bullion is available only in larger quantities. Well, through the leadership of one visionary company, there is now a solution. Launched in 2011, Karatbars International offers a way to reliably and simply move small amounts of paper money into gold savings, securely stored for you or delivered right to your front door. Simply, Karatbars is making gold available to the 99%. And it isn't just any gold. It's 24-karat 999.9 fine gold bullion produced by an LBMA-accredited refinery. Karatbars are characterized by premium quality and highly skilled craftsmanship. Karatbars prides themselves in working only with gold refineries that are listed under the London Good Delivery. Karatbars are recognized as real gold money all over the world and can be used as a legitimate form of payment or means of exchange. So imagine affordable gold bars as small as 1 gram shipped FedEx right to your front door every week or every month. Real money with the stored value to protect your savings against devaluing paper currency and inflation. Karatbars is allowing everyday people like you and me to do what governments, big banks, and investors are already doing, slowly and methodically building a gold reserve as a critical hedge against inflation. After watching this video, if you take one simple step towards saving just a small amount of gold each month, you'll be planting the seed for a better future for yourself and your family. But that's for starters. Karatbars also offers unique and powerful rewards in cash and gold simply for sharing with others. So who is Karatbars and how does it work? Karatbars International is a privately held German corporation doing business as an e-commerce company in over 119 countries and headquartered in Stuttgart, Germany, specializing in the production and sale of small denominations of 24-karat 999.9 gold bullion in 1 gram, 2.5 grams, and 5-gram weights. Karatbars produces and delivers all gold embedded and heat-sealed directly into a credit card-style card, unique to Karatbars. Each card contains DNA located on the gold itself, which provides the highest safety standard in the world. Under a black light, all Karatbar owners can view the authenticity of the Karatbar. Cards are offered in several attractive styles along with special occasion cards for birthdays, engagements, anniversaries, and holidays. There are even collector's cards for sports fans and other specialty cards, all containing 24-karat fine gold bullion. Companies and businesses can even create their own custom-branded cards for promotions and corporate gifts. And anytime you need to exchange your gold back into paper currency, you can conveniently sell it back to the company at their daily guaranteed buyback price, or you can exchange it at a growing global network of registered K-exchange centers. You'll also enjoy access to your own knowledgeable Karatbars representative. It's entirely free to open an account, and you can start saving immediately. This is where it gets interesting. There is now a way for Karatbars customers to get their gold at little or no cost by becoming a Karatbars affiliate. As an affiliate, the company will reward you for purchases made by those within your referral-based teams. Commissions are paid in cash, gold, and other incentives. It's a simple word-of-mouth program that empowers anyone seeking more income to build an online business in their spare time right from their computer. In fact, many Karatbars affiliates have turned a part-time effort into a full-time weekly income by building a team and leveraging their time through the efforts of others. The Karatbars compensation plan offers a clear path for both short-term income and long-term wealth building. And with our AutoSave program, a portion of your earnings will be automatically converted into gold